Does it work? Doesn't feel like it's working. Stop saying detecting. Now it works. Let me try this again. So, how does one start?
I get the money and it's right on cue.
That's what I don't understand. This is the start. This is the start of me creating a YouTube channel and turning the camera on and starting to tell a story that I'm not really sure how it's gonna unfold. And I guess I'm struggling with the first video of like, how do you fucking start? Nobody's watching this. Nobody knows it exists. Do I come on here and say, hey, my name's Clark? I mean, what order are people watching this in? Did you watch something else and then kind of go backwards? I don't know how to start other than to say, at some point you have to hit go. At some point you hit record. At some point you say file new. At some point you lace up your shoes. At some point you just fucking start. And I'm having a really hard time with the thing I'm being pulled forward to just start. There's reasons. I'm worried about judgment. I'm worried about time. I'm worried about what my kids would think. I'm worried about stuff that doesn't even matter. So this is the start.
I walk in and they say OMG. They either love me or they hate me, but they know this.
I'm gonna hit record and I don't know. We're gonna
Say LMFAO. I was JK Rowling.
see how to start.
Some of y'all need to chill out. Housewives take your
There you
pills
go.
out. I was just kidding.
So my goal is to start. That's what we're doing, but I don't know how. You see, the thing is, when you start, you don't really have a good idea of necessarily the pieces in between. And in this case, I know where I want to go, and I know kind of what I feel like kind of being drawn to do. But how do I tell you, the viewer, the person who's watching this, like, why the fuck should you even care? And I don't know. I don't know why you should care. I mean, I have ideas, and I hope that we kind of build this relationship. Where did you... Or have I really just gotten started? I mean, what is going on with this camera? I've been a professional for over 25 years. I'm 48 fucking years old. Soon to be 49. Maybe I shouldn't say fuck. I don't know. This is the unscripted part. I don't know. I don't know how to start. But like most mornings, I'm gonna start with a cup of coffee. Why now? Like, why at 48? I genuinely don't know the answer to that question. I have some ideas. There's been a lot of self-reflection. I think there's one thing is when you get older, you start to want to try to find your purpose. And the fact is, I worked for 25 years and I kind of got a lot of stuff to share. It's like it's been building up. And a few months ago, somebody asked me, what pulls you forward? Is it the same today as it was 5 years ago, 10 years ago? And the answer is no. But I'm feeling drawn to do this, to start. And I'm fucking scared. I guess we should start with, what's this channel even about? I can already tell this is gonna be really hard. This thing doesn't want to find my face. Come on. Let's get after it, DJ Iosmo. Let's just start with the obligatory, who am I? I feel like, on one hand, that's an easy question. My name's Clark. It's nice to meet you. But on the other side of that, there's a lot of context to who somebody is. If you're here watching, you're asking yourself, why am I still watching this? Who's this doofus? Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, at least it's one I've been trying to figure out. Who am I? Well, I guess it starts here. 48 years old, married, 2 kids, one now in college. Been a software engineer for 25-ish years, I don't know. I kind of stopped counting. But is that who I am? And the answer to that question is no. But I've like made it my identity, and it's wrong because I'm bigger than just this little thing. Not that software engineering's little; it's not little at all. It's just it's only one attribute of a much bigger thing. You see, I also like to make barbecue, which is what I'm doing right now.
Hello, fly chick coming through.
I guess I'm starting much like, I don't know, the fire on my barbecue pit would start. You gotta start with some kindling and then hope it catches. If my name's Clark and I'm a husband, father, 25 years in career, then what's this all about? I guess this is the uncut side of things. So what I want to do is actually create not one, but 2 channels, which seems like overkill, but what I want to do is show you what it takes to create a multi-million-dollar business that works for their life, that goes at a time where maybe you want a job change, or maybe you want a career change, and you're scared to do it. And we have this perception that millions of dollars is a lot of money when the reality is it's not really. In fact, as somebody who's been running a business, multiple businesses over the past 15 years, $1 million can go up in smoke real quick. So 2 channels. One, the kind of uncut thing of what we're doing, why we're doing, what's going on in the dome. A little bit more personal, raw, just who I am. And the other will just be the business stuff. And it'll be the output of the things we talk about as proof that I'm just not full of shit. So if you're watching and you're thinking, I don't know what in the hell I'm watching right now, I want to say thank you for sticking around, because I don't know what I'm creating. And that's part of getting started. I'm not really going to be the guy who's like, hey, watch, subscribe, I mean, it'd be cool if you hit subscribe. I don't really think that I've earned it, and I understand that. But the point here is that you get to see this journey together. Because while I might be recording now, maybe there's an assumption that I know how to edit. And I do. I mean, sort of. I'll sit there and I'll spend probably way too long trying to figure out how to tell this story that I don't even know that I'm telling. But let's be honest, like, the whole point of this video was to say hi and tell you who I am and talk about starting, because the reality is I'm really fucking scared to start. Genuinely, I can only do this right now because my family is off at a soccer game, and while I know that they support me, I'm still fucking scared. I mean, 48 years old, soon to be 49, start a YouTube channel, start thinking about, not even thinking, like, gonna change one's career? God, I can't be the only person who's thinking like that. I can't be the only person who's like, I need to find purpose, fulfillment. It's not that I didn't do some epic shit writing software. I mean, I wrote software that saved people's lives, or maybe better said, made the quality of life better. I also wrote a lot of software that just pushed pennies. But it's time for something different. I feel the need to tell, or share, or understand, or document. I don't really know, but I can tell you this, there is no plan B.
You on my mind a lot. Don't need no time watch. I don't know
Whoa.
how I got you in my pocket spot. Yeah, that's babe. Did you ever
Now I know what you're thinking. No, that'd be bullshit. I don't have a fucking clue what you're thinking. I know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, Clark, you have a family, kids, college, things, and where's this gimbal going? What do you mean you don't have a plan B? I don't know. I don't even feel like I really had a plan A, if I'm being honest. In fact, I think the reality was when I was younger, I was told, go do this, go get the piece of paper, go get the degree, and the rest of things, they'll fall in line. Like, wear the suit, be good, do this, do that, and that will lead you to a life that's good, right? Put money in your 401. And while true, I ask, I'm sort of conflicted. I mean, it wasn't bad. I did good. I got a beautiful family, a nice house, but I also worked really hard. The kind of hard that we don't really want to talk about. The kind of hard where you're sleeping at work. The kind of hard where you're working 72-hour shifts straight. And before you sit there and go, "Oh, bullshit, that didn't happen," it doesn't really matter because it did happen. I made the choice. I mean, I guess I sort of got kind of put into position, but you could argue I put myself in that position, so I made that choice. And sitting here saying that I don't have a plan B, you can hear it now. Somebody is sitting there thinking, wow, it must be nice to have a big old bank account full of money that you can just go do this, whatever this even is, I'm not even sure. But the reality is, that's not true either, because we don't. Thankfully, I have a whole lot of support from my wife who sees that something needs to change and be different. But if you're here watching this because you know me and you're thinking, shit, Clark's off his rocker. I mean, I can't deny it. It certainly sounds kind of like that. And maybe I am a little bit. I don't really know. And some might be saying, Clark, what about that conference? Is that still going to happen? I don't know. I mean, it's been a gamble every year. 16 events. I actually never knew. And much like starting this channel and opening up about kind of where I want to go, I don't know. I know that there's a thing out here that's kind of bigger and better. And I know that there's been a bunch of things kind of through time that have led me to where we're at today. But there's a lot of shit in the middle. It's just really fuzzy. What matters is the life that I'm kind of living today and the thing that I'm doing today. It's not that I'm not proud of it. It's just that I don't think that it authentically represents me. I think that I'm kind of sabotaging who I am. Not like intentionally, but I just haven't like stepped back and said, what is it that you really want to do? What is the life you want to live? How is it that you think you could help somebody else? And I keep coming back to this quote that says, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And the reality is, I do a lot of things that I can, and a lot don't bring me any joy whatsoever. So why? And for why so long? 25 years. Now, I'm not saying that software engineering was bad and I'm getting away from it or anything like that. No, I'm not saying that. Like, I love what software does. It scales humans. I got into doing software engineer because of that. Scaling humans, letting computers and robots do dumb shit that people don't want to do. That's why. I got into software engineering because I was told to write a bunch of test cases of the order magnitude of, I don't know, hundreds, thousands to test some date bug. And I was like, but I could write a program to do this and not have to do it. Now, there's a lot of talk on the internet today that finding your purpose is bullshit. Just, I don't know that I could argue that. I think you have to have some kind of skill that somebody's willing to pay for. When you're early in your career, you have lots of skills you need to gain. And in that, you need to kind of be intentional, which is where I think I fell down, was to, of these things, kind of take note and saying, what is it that I like? Did I really like software engineering, or was it something else? And I think in my case, the something else was I really liked getting a team of people together who could take something that was really hard and they could make it happen. We all had a common goal. It was to create a service or a product that we could ship to millions of people that solved the problem. I didn't really give a shit about the code. It was just a means. But it's only been until recently to where I've really done the deep work to say, what are the things that really got you fired up? What were the things that kept you up all night to make it go forward? And some of that was learning new things, kind of being challenged. Some of it was, quite honestly, not feeling like I fit in. And thus, for me to fit in meant that I had to be smarter than everybody else. And so I just worked harder to be smarter. I didn't get a computer science degree. I wasn't particularly good at school. In fact, I almost flunked out. I was just trying to be relevant. And that's the wrong thing to do because you forget about who you are. I started this whole thing. I got into being a professional and I kind of lost sight of what's my unique gift to the world that I could bring. It's not bad. I just sit here now at 48 and go, well, I'm going to be 50 soon. And that sounds old. And I'm not doing what I think I should be doing. And I'm going to be honest. I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. When I turned 40, I really started to self-reflect and try to figure out, hey, what are you good at? Why do you feel the same way? You know, kind of all that feely stuff nobody wants to talk about, especially as men. I don't think it's bad. It's been a lot of deep work for a long time, and okay, when are you going to start? I mean, that is kind of the point of this video. How do you go? How do you hit start? All of this is to say that at some point you have to start. And that start is something that is sort of undefined. You hear people talk about the journey. You know, I'm going to sit here and talk about chapters in one's life and say, you don't always know. And that's okay. My whole point of starting this channel is to try to bring a very real view of what it means for somebody who's old, I guess, and he's trying to do better. He's trying to figure out where in the world can he take his superpowers and bring them to the world at scale. He can live the next 50 years of his life in a place of extreme happiness and joy with the family that he's worked so fucking hard to create, because they're the ones who matter the most. But I gotta matter first. I gotta do me first. And that's something I haven't done. I mean, let's talk about health for a second. I'm fat. I mean, I'm overweight. I can't deny it. And I don't want to be it. And by the time I turn 50, what I want to be is sub 10% body fat. And right now, I don't know, I'm probably 35. That's not healthy. It's not good. You know, the pandemic kicked me bad. Really punched me. I gotta get a hold of health. Me first.
Giving every piece of my soul.
All in all, here we are. I hit go. I hit record. And I don't really know where this is going. Other than to say, I want to record the journey, the things going on in my head that are this transition of being a person in their late 40s who have been a professional for 25 plus years and are thinking about making that big move, whatever. They're feeling drawn to something else and they're kind of unsure what to do. Do you just stay doing what you're doing and hope to get to retirement, or you say, fuck it, and you go do what you want to do? And it's not that I'm mad about my past. I'm not that at all. It's just the magnetic field to go this direction is higher. And thus I can't ignore it. And I feel the need to just talk about it, communicate it, meet others who are like that, and hopefully help, because part of where I'm going is life coaching and accountability and tools for other event planners and more software and media and creativity. I don't know. Shit, it might all change, but I gotta talk about it from the start. Otherwise, you don't have the context of where we're going. Can you imagine if I recorded everything about that conference over the past 14 years? All the pain, the monies, the story would have been amazing. Now, I wouldn't have had one of these little cameras to do that, but it's just, I have to start. And it's taken me weeks to just sit here and hit record for no other reason than I'm in my own way. So if you're still here, my name is Clark Sell. I'm 48 years old. I'm overweight. I don't have a ton of friends. I run 2 businesses. One's upside down. The other is bringing in some money to keep us afloat. And I want to change my life. And this is my story.
Okay. I'm a trendsetter. I'm a trendsetter. I'm a trendsetter. Okay. Let go. Hey, okay, I know I'm here.